Guess who's back? Back again. Freddy's back. Gonna get your friend.
Austin Katie, oh, Austin Katie, oh, Austin Katie, oh, Austin Katie.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the title, background, and thumbnail, we have some Nightmare on Elm Street news. Freddy's fucking back, baby. Dude, this has been an announcement we've been waiting forever to fucking hear. For 16 fucking years, we've been waiting on a new Nightmare on Elm Street thing. There's been rumors, there's been, there was a fucking Facebook news that Rob Zombie was going to do a Krueger TV show, and fuck that shit. But it is official from Variety. Paramount has greenlit a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Fucking finally, dude. I remember back when Halloween 2018 came out, and the Hellraiser remake, and all these horror properties were kicking off back in 2018. I was like, where the fuck is Freddy? Where the fuck is Jason? And today, in the same day, we got Jason and Freddy news. If you haven't seen already, I did a trailer reaction to the new Peacock Crystal Lake TV series. And now, gotta talk about our boy, Fred Krueger. So, it's not much to go off of. All they did was just announce that we're greenlit a movie. There was no cast announcements. There was no when it's coming out. No nothing. Just the movie has been greenlit. We're getting a new Nightmare on Elm Street. And honestly, that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear for me to be like, fuck yes, dude. Yes. I'm so excited. Freddy is one of my favorite slashers, top 3. Like, Jason's my boy. He's my number 1. But number 2 is Freddy. And then number 3 is Chucky. Number 4 is Michael. That's my top 4 right there. Number 5th slot goes to any different other slasher. Could be Terrifier. Could be fucking Ghostface. Could be Jeepers Creepers. That 5th slot always fluctuates. But the fucking first 4 solidify, and super stoked for Freddy. And now I actually have, this is a perfect opportunity for me to drop my two story, I guess, pitch ideas, my 2 story pitch ideas of what I want. So this is what I personally want from a Nightmare on Elm Street film. I got 2 different pitches. One will be a legacy sequel. One will be a complete start over film. So the legacy sequel, I'll pitch you. What I want from a legacy sequel, don't do the original film. Don't do that. I know Blumhouse and Jason Blum has been trying, like, we're going to get Robert Englund back, and he's going to be him and Heather Langenkamp 40 years later. Don't do that. I don't want that. What I want, personally, is a direct sequel to Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Let me pitch it. So what I feel like you could do with Nightmare on Elm Street, if you do a sequel to Dream Warriors, you can keep the fantasy element. You don't have to go full dark with it like you did in the original. You can keep the fantasy element. And you can kind of do what Jason Blum and all they wanted to do, which is a legacy sequel, but do it to number 3. Because, I mean, there's 2 different camps in the Freddy universe. You're either a Nightmare on Elm Street purist in the original, or you're a Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors fan. You either have 1 or 2 camps. Weirdos who like Nightmare on Elm Street 2 as their favorite. But for this, like, you meet any fan out there on the street, ask them what's your favorite Freddy movie. They're going to say Nightmare on Elm Street 1 or Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Those are like the big 2. And again, I don't want a sequel to the original. I just feel like it's redundant. We've done it before. Halloween just did it recently. Chainsaw Massacre tried to do a legacy sequel to the original. That trope of being a legacy sequel to the original is over. It's done. But no franchise have ever done a sequel to one of the sequels. They've never done that. They always either retcon the continuity, start with the original, or whatever. There's not another slasher out there that's done that. And my idea for, if you did a sequel to Dream Warriors, you can still do your 40 years later, 50 years later, however long it's been since Dream Warriors, but you can kind of take what Peter Jackson was going to do in Freddy's Dead. The original Freddy's Dead script, when Peter Jackson was involved, was going to be, people were not scared of Freddy. They were not intimidated by him at all. They would go into the dream world to kick his ass because they weren't afraid of him. Well, one day Freddy fought back, accidentally killed a kid, and it sparked fear again in Elm Street. Everybody was scared of Freddy once again. It gave him power. I think you can take that same idea, turn it on its head, and be meta. So what you could do 40, 50 years later, whatever you want to do, timeline-wise with Dream Warriors, whenever this comes out, do it to where nobody knows about Freddy. Everybody, he's gone. He's forgotten. Nobody knows him. And one day, just one day, someone goes to sleep and Freddy shows up in their nightmares. And they're not scared of them. They're like, I ain't scared of you and your little claws or whatever. And so it becomes like this like internet trend thing for everybody to be like, hey, go to sleep and go beat up on this fucking burnt victim guy. And it becomes like this little trend thing. And then one day, one day somebody, one day Freddy kills one of them, and then bam, it sparks the thing again. Well, that gets the attention of the Dream Warriors children, of them, the original crew, Heather Langenkamp and all of them, and like, oh shit, Freddy's actually back. Like, okay. And then if you wanted to, you could have it to where them and their kids are in the dream world, and it's like Freddy versus the original Dream Warriors and the Dream Warriors kids. And if you wanted to add Heather Langenkamp up here, you can, because I mean, she, even though she died in Dream Warriors, you could make it to where she's like an angel character in the Dreamland or something. Like, you could bring her back and make it make sense. You could have like one big fucking fight with Freddy, all the Dream Warriors, Heather Langenkamp, and all the kids of the Dream Warriors fight Freddy in this like epic fucking thing. You know, speaking of Freddy, I don't want any personal fan castings. There's some good ones, I'm not gonna lie. Walton Goggins is a really good one. I like that. We've had like Walton Goggins, Kevin Bacon, Devon Sawa was one that they were throwing around that people wanted. I'm like, I don't want any of that shit. I want an original. I want a dude I've never seen before, or if he's been in anything, it's been like very fucking like a little episode on Grey's Anatomy kind of thing. Like, he has some work, but he's not well known. I want a non-well-known actor as Freddy. I think that would embody Freddy better. I mean, that's what Robert Englund was when he became Freddy back in the 80s, is he was a non-known actor. He was like a stage actor, a Broadway actor. Like, nobody really knew him. And I think that's what you need for Freddy. I don't need Walton Goggins. I don't need Devon Sawa. I don't need fucking Kevin Bacon, because I'm just going to see those guys as Freddy. Unless you just give him some badass makeup that just hides his face, I'm going to see that actor as Freddy. And I don't want to see that. I want to see Freddy. So I don't want an actor. Don't want an actor at all. I want a unknown actor. I don't want a main actor. So that's my pitch for if you want to do a direct sequel to Dream Warriors. But another pitch I have, if you don't want to do a sequel and you want to just completely reboot, start from the beginning, don't do a remake. Do something completely original. Do something that we've never seen before. And my pitch for that would be like, don't do Nancy as your main girl in the first movie. Just literally do it to where, like, kind of like the original film. You can do basically kind of like the beats of the original film, a girl getting haunted by Freddy, get a little bit of his origin. But I feel like Freddy is such a like big icon character. He's kind of like the Spider-Man of horror, where you kind of know his origin. He was a burn victim, now he's a dream demon, yada yada. So you don't really have to spend too much time on the whole, origin story. Just pick up where kids are having nightmares about Freddy in modern day. I feel like you can do a modern day Nightmare on Elm Street film with technology, with laptops, with computers, with all that shit. I feel like you could do that really easily and make it work in today's youth. And so I just would do that. Just pick up with a story that has Freddy in it. Don't do like, well, that's Nancy and this is Johnny Depp's character and this is no. Just do a Nightmare on Elm Street film. Don't tie it to anything. And then if it's successful, try to like introduce later on characters like Nancy or whatever. But just do a Nightmare on Elm Street film with Freddy in it, set in today's world. Like, think like Obsession, where it's a modern day horror film with some, with some old elements that we know of. And again, the whole breaking a wish thing is nothing new. We've seen it done before, but it's just done in such a unique way that it feels fresh. I feel like you could do the same thing with Nightmare on Elm Street. Do the same story of the original film, but make it feel fresh and kind of do, some modern things in there with technology and shit. And just do that. You don't have to do the origin and stuff like that. So those are my two pitches of what I would like to see. If you want to do a legacy sequel, do it from Dream Warriors. If you want to completely start over, just make a film with Freddy in it. Don't worry about casting actresses and stuff to do like, hey, this is Nancy, this is that. Just new characters, new setting, and just go from there. Go from there. So I don't know. I'm really excited about this, guys. I'm really fucking hyped. I'm I never thought I'd see the day that we would get a Nightmare on Elm Street film. I mean, just them saying the tagline, it's a greenlit Nightmare on Elm Street film, has me pumped. I can't wait for the day we get a first look trailer. I can't wait for the day where we get a fucking actor. Like, I love times like these. I love times like these because it's just the possibilities are endless of what we could get. Now, we could get some fucking Bupu Kaka. We could get some Halloween Ends bullshit. You don't know. But right now I'm being optimistic as fuck and being like, this is fucking awesome. So you Fred heads, let me know down below. You excited as fuck? Are you worried? You let me know what you think down below. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.